Hello YouTube, my name is Jack, welcome back to Barnyard Wargaming, and if you've never been here before, perhaps you actually have seen this video where I spoke about Daemons, my win rate with Daemons, and playing them competitively. Now this was of course before the Pariah Nexus updates, so today I'm going to go through all of the changes to Daemons, how my list has changed, what to expect in the coming few months for competitive Daemon play, and if you are trying to win with Daemons, what you should be taking to events, how you should be playing, and how the game has changed. Of course, if you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe. It's free, you can do that down below. Please, it's entirely free. I don't want to beg, but you know, when I ask, it happens. Also, there's a Discord, first link in the description, which is entirely free to join. You can do that. And join our growing community of loving people down there. They're really awesome. Consider becoming a member. It's only $4 Australian a month. It's just down there. And it does really help us out here to make more videos for you and to get more stuff out. I understand that this video is a little bit late, but I wanted to get some kind of games under my belt before I made my final decisions on what I would be putting in lists and how you would be playing the game. So let's just start with one thing in particular. Some things got some points decreases and are still totally useless. That's right, if you are a Bellor fan, it's not good news for you because he's still garbage. Easily the worst unit in the entire codex, except for potentially Kairos Fateweaver, who unfortunately had his Vect changed. He did not go down in price like he needed to, and his indirect has also been nerfed. But this guy has become entirely useless. Literally the worst unit in the whole codex. Ah, why? He did come down 25 points, but essentially everything else, as we will see in a second, inherited his rules. So now he is literally one of the most pointless units in the whole game. He is almost entirely useless. All right, so with jokes aside, let's take a look at what I was running before. So if you've seen my list before, this was the absolute pinnacle of competitive meta for Daemons. I feel like you could not get really much better than this. Essentially, this flank of your army, the Nogle side, basically holds points and becomes unkillable. Of course, you had your 4 at Feel No Pain on the big boy. Rodigus with the +1 damage, the flyers for reroll wounds. He can make things -1 toughness. Epidemius gave you your command points. And then basically your choice between either the Scrivener or the Poxbringer for your secondary unit of Plague Bearers to basically screen, form lines. Nurglings could either do actions and then make things -1 to hit. It was glorious. It was very golden here. And then over this side we had the Death Machine himself. We had a Skull Cannon to inflict battle shock, and we had the Ren Master with 2 units of Bloodletters. This guy, the Blood Master, basically he was used for taking down tougher targets, things that you would need +1 to wound for, and you could make them -1 toughness with this guy, and then +1 to wound with this guy. It was really, really nice. And also I was running Skull Taker to assassinate characters, kill large units of things like Terminators, Thunderwolf Cavalry, damage 4 with precision, and rerolling all hits and wounds against character units was absolutely money. So, how has this changed with the new updates? If you have not yet seen the updates for Daemons, what they've changed is essentially all graded Daemons have Shadow of Chaos within 6 inches of them. Kind of like a locus in the old rules of the game, where units of the same divination can deep strike wholly within 6 inches of that greater demon. So for example, Khorne units to Khorne Bloodthirsters, and Nurgle units to Great and Clean ones, and so on and so forth. And also they now give out Shadow to all enemy units as well. Essentially this means that all of your greater demons now give out a -1 to battle shock tests, and if you fail battle shock you take D3 mortal wounds within 6 of them. And they also give out all units of the same divination can deep strike wholly within 6 and more than 6 away from an enemy unit. And they also have +1 leadership for battle shock tests. And if you pass, you heal D3 wounds of the same divination within 6 inches of that creature. That also does affect themselves. So this means that things like the Great and Clean one, who got a 5 at Feel No Pain and then a 4 at Feel No Pain within Shadow, is permanently within range of his own Shadow. So he gets 4 at Feel No Pain at all times these days. It's really, really good. One of the biggest things I would like to point out straight away with this is that you can actually deep strike 6 inches within range of, for example, a Bloodthirster with another Bloodthirster, and the Shadow of Chaos activates immediately, so you can continually string out a chain of greater demons to get closer to your opponent, denying their screens quite effectively. It's really good, seeing as you can still lift 2 units off the table and place them back down again. And you can also, for example, deep strike let's say Rodriguez 3 inches away from an enemy, and then have a Great Unclean One land within 6 inches of that enemy and 6 inches within Rodriguez, and then have another one of your units land within 6 inches of the Great Unclean One. But before we talk about all of the positives, let's quickly go over the negatives, because there are a few in this new Pariah Nexus. If you're not yet aware, Pariah Nexus changed the secondaries, including Bring It Down. Bring It Down now gives up 6 points if you have monsters or vehicles that are 20 wounds or more. Now, what is 20 wounds in this army? The Great Unclean One, Rodriguez, and Scarbrand, which now means that even with 3 units alone that give up these points, I'm giving up 18 points in this list. Now, I feel like GW kind of overlooked this, and really they should change it so that Bring It Down and Assassinate can be taken at the same time, but they cannot be scored on the same model. So that way you can still have Assassinate and Bring It Down, but you would not score max on both unless you killed everything in the army and they had 5 characters and they also had enough Bring It Down to kill everything. Demons is one of those annoying cases, very rare cases, where Bring It Down and Assassinate are scored quite easily and they give up a lot of points, 10, and there's no real way to avoid it. You either have 2 options. You can basically go in with the stereotype and just commit to the bit and go full Greater Demons and just give up as many points as possible. And that way you just kill your enemy and you kill them real fast before they can score anything. Or you take no Greater Demons, maybe like 1 or 2, and you take a lot of chaff, which means that you can basically score points really well, but you can't kill anything. There's no buffs coming through, and you don't make great use of the buffs that we just got from Games Workshop. So, what is in this new list? And you are looking at my brand new list. This, I think, is going to be the new competitive meta for Demons. So, what did I take out? Well, yes, I took out both units of Nurglings, I took out the Plaguebearer squad, and I took out the Bloodletters along with the Bloodmaster. Now, this takes out 2 of the characters, and it does mean that you do have less battle line units to play the game. However, what we've added in is a Bloodthirster. Bloodthirsters came down about 20 points or 25 points, I believe, and now they give Locus. So they give everything over here, Shadow. They are permanently Leadership 5. They heal all the time if they pass Battle Shock because they're always within their own Shadow. You can now Rapid Ingress a Bloodthirster, Perma, be within Shadow for advance and charge if you would like to, and then Locus, something like Scarbrand, to your Bloodthirster, and then a unit of Bloodletters to Scarbrand, thus giving your Bloodletter Bomb +1 attack and +1 to hit. So these Bloodletters are hitting on 2s, also with the Rendmaster buff, hitting on 2s, +1 strength, +1 AP, +1 damage, +1 attack. They absolutely mince. You can also reroll wound rolls of 1 because of themselves, and Skulltaker gives them devastating wounds. So whatever these things hit, dies. And we still have another 150 points left over to spend. I have not even put anything else into this list, and we still have extra points to play around with. So you may be going, all right, Mr. Wise Guy, what do you put in for 150 points? Well, scoring units, of course. Now, the option here is really up to you. I have already tried Seekers and a Beast of Nurgle. Obviously, the Nurglings are gone, so we need things to do actions. The Beast of Nurgle can deep strike on a home objective. He's OC2, so in case someone has something there that's OC1, you can steal things away. He's very annoying to deal with. He does synergize a little bit with the Nurgle stuff, so you can give him reroll wounds, you can give him +1 damage, you can give him feel no pain. It's really not so bad. And the Seekers are also pretty good because they have the 9-inch scout move, so you can scout into midboard, and you can do some actions with them, and you can screen so people don't get too close to you. However, I think what I found is you kind of don't really want people to be far away in their deployment zone. You want them actually up in the midboard, because then it's easier to get Shadow on them. It's easier to Rapid Ingress because they're more out in the open, and you can just destroy them more easily. So I actually don't think Seekers and the Beast particularly worked great. Most of the time, because they only have 5 up invons, they get overwatched or die, or just get one shot by a weapon and kind of die. So I don't really know about these too much, but 2 units of flamers or potentially screamers. Both of these units are 75 points each. You can take these 2 for 150 or a mix and match, or these 2 for 150 or these 2 for 150, whichever one you want. It's really up to you. These things move 9. They can still move 9 and do their actions. They can fall back and shoot. They have flamers for Overwatch. Both of these units are toughness 4. They have 4 up invulns, 3 wounds a pop. They're really small, so you can put them up and then back down again in the corner to do actions. Same with these. These move 14, so you can use them for actions and screens and whatever else you need to do. I feel like all of this is quite a really good choice to mess around with. However, there is one more choice, which is a War Dog for 150 points. Now there's a few options for War Dogs you could take. You could take a Shooty Boy and sit him at the back of the field. He's really good because he's battle line, so he does lots of different new strategies. For example, you could rapid escalation, bring him in on turn 1 because he's battle line unit less than 200 points. You can do actions and still shoot with some of the things like Stalwarts or something like that. He's quite good in that regard. He does give up more points for Bring It Down, which is a little bit annoying, but he's quite fast. You can use a Carnivore and then run them in. Still some decent tank shock on him, although tank shock has kind of been nerfed a lot. You no longer add +2 and it's based on your toughness, so it's not particularly great. They do die really fast, so it's really up to you. Personally, I think I'm going to mess around with 2 units of flamers. They're really good for killing infantry, like against Aldari or Tyranids or Guardsmen. Anything toughness 3 is quite good for them, and you don't really need them to synergize with the rest of your army. You can use them in loads of different ways: screening your backfield, taking points, making sure that people don't deep strike onto your objectives. You can sticky objectives with them because of just holding it, and then you just pay a CP to sticky it for shadow. It's not terrible, so I think that they're going to be a better option than the other choices, but it's entirely up to you, and you can go out, use this as a core concept, and then come back to me and see how you've gone with the additions over here. Oh no, your opponent has a castle set up in their backfield. There's a big nasty tank there with a huge gun that's going to deal tons of damage to you, and a unit of Terminators with some form of character you don't care about because it's Imperium. Ew. What are we going to do? We can't get to them, we can't shoot them, we don't have any guns. Well, if we take a look at this example, what we can do is, once these Marine players have pushed out into the midboard, rapid ingress a Bloodthirster behind this wall. Now you are protected, so they cannot see you. You cannot do anything to be able to get shot here. They've already moved, so you've rapid ingressed in their turn, and now it is your choice. Oh, look at this, we have 2 whole command points. We can do whatever we want with those command points. So how about we advance this Bloodthirster? Bam! Your Bloodthirster is now up here in your face, and it's gonna destroy whatever you love and hold dear. Look at that. Aha! Oh, but wait, I'm forgetting something. He's now a Locust. Bam! Look! Another greater demon out of nowhere, because 6 inches away from him, 6 inches away from the enemy. Look at that. Wow, amazing. We've summoned a friend that can destroy things and have a good time with us against these Marine players. Well, wouldn't you know it? This guy's also a Locust. Bam! We have another unit right here. Look, they just keep coming out of this weird portal right here. Within 6 of Scarbrand, more than 6 away from them, and now you have 3 easy charges. But you might be going, Jack, you did advance this Bloodthirster. Yes, well, we were saving 2 whole command points. The first command point, advance and charge. Jack, you can only do that within Shadow. He is now Shadow, and you can do whatever you want. You can now advance and charge. Bam, he goes in there. Bam, he goes in there. These guys need a 5 because of a banner, because they're now 6 away, +1 for banner. Bam, you roll a 4. You always roll 4s for your charges. I know it happens every single game, but we saved another command point. We can re-roll. We're in. They die. That dies. Aha! Look, Marine players, is this what you want? Goodbye. Now, all jokes aside, do I think demons are in a great spot now? Yes. I think demons have a lot of new tricks that you can abuse with this new rule for Locust. I'm gonna keep calling it Locust because it basically is from what it was in the old rules. You can rapid ingress, advance and charge, heal yourself, your perma -1 leadership around you. It's really, really, really good. Yes, of course, this stacks with things like the Poxbringer. You can make things -2 leadership. You can force people to take a battle shock test with Bile Pipers. You can stack it with Blue Horrors for -1 leadership. You can stack the Blue Horror buff -1 leadership within range of Scarbrand to make them not fall back. And then potentially you hit them, they make battle shock tests. There's loads of different new combos you can do because of these new Locust abilities that the Greater Demons have. Doesn't mean you're gonna give up Bring It Down and Assassinate pretty much every game. Yeah. Am I playing straight into just maximizing Bring It Down and Assassinate for the enemy? Also, yeah, I could run a totally different list, but I just don't think it's gonna be nearly as powerful. Demons are now gonna become even more swingy than what they were. You're either gonna crush your opponents into absolute dust because they just have no way to retaliate, or you're gonna get crushed into dust because you failed your charges, you couldn't make it in, they've shot you to death, you didn't put things in the exact right spot, you didn't think long and carefully about where you're gonna place your units, and you've now given 40 points for their secondaries, and you scored not a lot either, and you've lost. It's either gonna be you win big or you lose big. That's just what demons are. They are the king of swing. They have been for a while. I think they will be for a lot longer. But after these changes to heroic intervention becoming 1 CP, tank shock is now going away a little bit. I think you're gonna see a lot more demons. You're gonna see a lot more Tyranids because they got a lot more buffs. And Sisters got nerfed, T-Suns got nerfed, and Orcs got nerfed. So it looks like demons are gonna be top meta. They're actually gonna be one of the best armies in the game because everything else did take a bit of a hit, and demons got quite a substantial buff. It looks like one of the biggest enemies on the tabletop is probably going to be Tyranids. This does mean that your leadership 5 army now, yeah, we're leadership 5, because you get +1 from Shadow, banners and instruments and stuff in the infantry units give +1 leadership as well. You're going to be taking leadership tests to see if you can battle shock and potentially heal yourself, which is really not the worst. You're either going to win big or lose big against those Tyranid matchups. I hope that this teaches you a fair amount about the new Demons rules. Let me know what you think and what you would be changing as well. I hope that you take this list and you run with it. Let me know what models you added in for the additional 150 points. You could also be taking another Bloodthirster instead of Scarbrand because they're the same price, they move faster, and they also give a fair amount of good buffs too. But I kind of like Scarbrand. He has a little bit more damage, he prevents fallback, and more importantly, he gives 30 attacks to your Bloodletter Bomb, which is quite useful against some matchups because sometimes you need weight of dice, you don't need a big hit that does 7 flat damage. I feel like this is a good, nice, well-rounded list, loads of different buffs going on. It's very maneuverable, it has plenty of screen and a fair amount of action monkeys and lots of damage. So let me know how you go, let me know what you would change and what you're keen for. If you really enjoy these videos, then please like and subscribe. It's free, I don't know why you wouldn't. I put in a lot of effort to make these videos and edit them and get you out for you guys, so please help a little creator like myself out and like and subscribe, especially if you've watched all the way through. Become a member. It's only $4 Australian a month. It's honestly nothing. It's pennies for you. It's absolute gold for me. So please consider doing that. Otherwise, go get yourself something commission painted and things like that. All the models and links and terrain and everything else is all down in the description down below. I'll try to remember to link my list down there as well in case you want to copy it exactly. And otherwise, thank you all for watching. My name has been Jack, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, bye.